All right, and we are back for the final hour of Lost Initiative. Scott's laughing at something.
You want a,
It was your expense. It's just your expense there, buddy.
That's
Oh,
not,
hey, puppy.
Not surprising.
We are back for the We're puppy sitting.
Wait, why am I hearing myself?
Scott's laughing at something.
Versus expense. It's just your
Oh, I hear
expense.
oh, it's
Oh, hey,
what the
puppy.
hell? Get rid.
Surprising. We're puppy.
Okay, we're good. All right. Sorry, I was echoing, so everybody else was hearing me twice. All right, let's continue, shall we?
Awesome. All right. So, where we picked up combat, Thunk should have died, somehow survived. Ramen owned as always, and Addo participated.
Otto did better than I did.
Where we left off, Grommen just grabbed this guy, axe to the throat, and is like, "You will answer questions." And he's like, "Yes, sir. Yes, I will." No, he's like kicking and fighting and like growling and trying to bite at Grommen, and Grommen's kind of like holding him still and hitting him with the side of the axe, or like randomly giving little cuts here and there, wrestling with this guy as he's trying to get free. But even though these creatures are actually 7 feet tall as their average height, which is a very tall orc, 7 feet tall is the average height for a gnoll. They just don't seem that way because they're all like hunched forward and whatnot, being anthropomorphic, like hyenas, like large hyenas. So he actually has a lot of strength in his hind legs and like kind of throwing himself about and trying to rag up. But his fur is kind of like holding it like Grommen can get a good fistful of it and hold him still. So Grommen, you've got him. The other two are approaching. Don't worry about actually walking there. The other two are approaching. Addo with the horse in tow, because that was his task, and Addo always completes his tasks, right? And the and Thonk there as well. You've got this guy.
Okay.
All right. Grommen's like, "Who sent you?"
What? He says in common. What?
Grommen says in common instead of in Orcish, "Who sent you?"
No. Talk.
Then I kill.
When you say that, I do like a very, very subtle nod.
You say kill in common. He says kill in Orcish, like questioningly.
I kill you if no talk.
In common or Orcish.
In common.
He still seems to not understand. And then he says kill
I
again.
said it in Orcish first, and he didn't understand.
Correct. He says kill again in another language. If any of you know it, it's Gnomish. Like kill, like asking. Like he seems a little confused.
Grommen cuts off one of his legs.
What? He's
Throws
done.
him to the ground,
Oh, yeah.
holds him down with a foot, wheels up, and just. Well, once you cut off a leg, he very quickly bleeds out and dies. I mean, there's howling, there's hooting, there's screaming, especially immediately. There's blood gushing everywhere. It's a pretty horrible way to go. Lasts a little while. But yeah, I mean, Thonk's happy.
Like I said, I give a very subtle nod.
After getting his ass kicked, Thonk feels like it's worth it.
Oh, it fucking definitely was worth it. And then I'll turn and like, kind of like carry myself off to the horse, I guess, and heal myself with my last spell.
There you go. So, that was.
Grommen will hide the bodies in the bushes, I guess.
They're gnoll bodies. I would say that nobody would even give a crap.
Okay, then he leaves them.
All right, I healed
So,
myself at
Builds
10
a
more.
wall.
Ha, ha, ha. I liked that picture. That made me laugh.
Oh, yeah, it was good.
Yeah. Not, like the first one made me laugh a lot. When it was completed, I was surprised. Like I was like, oh, sweet. All right, so heading. So you guys kind of recoup. Do you want to do like a short rest here? Kind of like,
I'd like to. Yeah, I'd like
let's
to.
roll some gnoll body and cook marshmallows over it.
Oh, tasty! I'd definitely like to
Delicious.
perform a song of rest for us here, if I could.
Absolutely. So everybody heals their DX, and then an additional D6 on top of that.
I am
So you-
maxed out.
Hmm?
I'm maxed out.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Ooh, feeling good.
So we regain. All I see is an extra 1d6. Is there anything on top of that?
Yes, it's whatever you. I believe you're a D8 as a bard, and so with that, you get to roll 1d8 plus 1d6. Maggie gets to roll 1d12 plus 1d6.
There we go.
That's awesome.
Mm-hmm.
All right, I am also maxed out.
It's a little harder to heal Maggie that much. She's kind of awesome. So she got like 80 something health point bar. So you guys are continue making your way to Black Hill, and you eventually do get there. When you show up, you're hungover, you're tired, you're not happy, and so on. So you show up at Black Hill, you're in the town, and the people in the town are happy to see you there, though concerns that you're in the condition that you're in. So a couple of people kind of come rushing over. Are you okay? Oh my God, you're in terrible condition. Realizing she's not there, where's Rye? You know, like, oh my God, why are you guys so messed up? And why is Rye not along your side? Like, what happened?
You know what's horrifying is that the tiefling is our moral compass. That's so fucked.
Oh.
Yeah, like
Not my
that's
moral
the
compass,
teetering
but-
of whether Grauman's gonna be like good Grauman or bad Grauman. Like sometimes I'm with Rye and she takes me and makes me better, and then I go with you and it starts degrading.
You know, some people say, oh, when I drink tequila or when I drink Drac or whatever, I become an angry drunk. Not usually, but just when I drink. Yeah, when Addo drinks anything, he becomes a murderous drunk. Just saying.
I don't have any patience for those who look to end my life. Okay.
Cheers, Addo.
Yeah, hell yeah. That's what I'm talking about, Addo.
Mm-hmm. I got a little water.
Little
in a red
Grummish
cup.
rubbing off on Ollie a little bit. Just trying to get Rye to fall to the dark side.
Please never rub off on me. Please never do that.
All right.
Moving on. So we're in Black Hill, and there's the townsfolk have general concern for the fact that you guys are in the condition that you're in and that Rye's not there. I imagine you quickly explain it away. I'll actually just immediately turn my attention to Addo for this one. Do you wish to tell the truth, a lie, a story?
Tell a story.
The story.
Grauman's all about the story. Grauman's like, yes, tell the story. Because Grauman knows it's going to be
Rats
about
walk into a bar.
I think I actually just see an opportunity here while everyone is so riled up. I see an opportunity for a performance and also an opportunity to boost my own spirits because I feel particularly like dog dung after our little spat there. So I'm going to go ahead and tell him a tall tale about why Rye wasn't with us today.
Okay.
And roll for a performance, I suppose.
Please and thank you. And do you actually have a story prepared for us there, Bear?
Well, let me tell you about the tale of Rye's Thursday and why it prevented her from being with us, or let alone being in the right state of mind. For you see, Rye had a bit of an experimental evening, dabbling in some unknown herbs and poultices. I don't know the other word for it, but she had some fun with some new friends. And Otto goes off to tell a tale about Rye tripping balls the night before.
Oh, that's actually where she got the nickname Peyote Rye. Awesome. So your 14 performance, people are very entertained by this. Grauman is actually engrossed into the story and very much loves it. You do a good enough job for Grauman that Grauman actually was so drunk the night beforehand. He wasn't the one that interacted with Rye. He believes some of it. Just the more believable parts, all of it. And Thunk just aggravatedly stands there with the situation that he's stuck in. Really? You're in this crap. You bought that crap. I almost died twice. And you're standing here telling a story to these peons. And when your story's finally done, without even waiting for the applause to finish, I imagine Thunk just starts walking
Oh
off.
yeah, I'm gone.
And you guys have to go skipping to catch up to him, or however it is that you do. And
Orc back red.
Hey, when we arrive back, is the things that I was working on done yet, Scott?
it's a good question. As you guys go walking into the keep, one of the first things that you see when you walk in is the husband and wife standing there with their so there's the Lord and the lady standing there with their advisor and Forston in conversation with them.
Oh no.
And so as you kind of just get let in, they're in conversation with Forston, and they kind of like their attention turns to the three of you as you kind of come bursting in unexpectedly into that front chamber, which is, the meeting. And he's standing there having the conversation with the three of them.
I don't look happy.
Mm-hmm.
I look.
For you guys, I'm just going to throw that map up so you can remember what the place looks like. Ignore all the corpses. That's not accurate. You don't need to show this. So go ahead. I
don't see anything. But
Yeah, I don't see anything either.
my apologies. I switched it for myself, not for you. And now we're all there.
Ooh, hooray.
Oh yeah, okay. For those who want to see it real quick.
Oh, that wall.
There you go.
I remember those bodies.
Okay. So seeing Forston talking to them immediately puts Thonk on edge. And I'll take a few steps forward and say, "What's going on here?"
he's free now.
We were just having a conversation with an old friend of ours, and this, of course, is Forston.
Does Forston look surprised to see us?
He does not in the least bit. So as you guys kind of come walking forward, I don't know exactly what arrangement you have, but that's good enough. He's having the conversation with them, and you say what's going on here, and
Grauman's going to be like, they let you go?
The Lord says, I'm having a conversation with an old friend, and Forston nods at you.
Then perhaps Forston has information.
Huh?
Then perhaps Forston has information that would benefit us.
And Grauman's like, they let you go?
He nodded at you, yes. The Lord says, I don't know about information that benefits you, but there certainly was information that benefits us.
Yes. I'm sure
we're going to keep our conversation here very brief.
Yes, I tried to kill your criminal son.
You are no longer welcome in our home.
Not surprising.
Wait, what happened?
We tried to kill
We thank you for everything that you've done, and you've collected your coin for your task. You are no longer welcome in our home.
He said that to all of us?
Yeah.
He says that to the room, across.
Perhaps it would have been important information to let us know that your son was the head of a crime ring. Interesting information I'll make sure I remember. And with that, I'll turn and I start walking out.
So you say that, but I mean, I don't know if you remember this or not, Mathis specifically, but they didn't know that. They didn't know anything. They were completely ignorant. They hadn't heard from their son in over 2 years.
Well, now they know, and they know we know. That's all.
And Grauman adds to it, I let him go once because I thought we were friends. Perhaps not next time.
So you say that, and Thonk already turned to leave. The Lord actually says, not the Lord, the lady says, about that, may we speak to you, Grauman?
I'll stop for a second and look over my shoulder. Keep your wits about you, friend. Just to Grauman.
Grauman nods and turns around.
Does Addo leave?
Addo's gonna stay for now.
Okay. When Thonk keeps walking out and Addo's standing there, the lady looks Addo directly in the eye and says, well, you're dismissed.
Oh. Okay.
If you
Addo turns and leaves.
she says to you with like a sharpness to her tone, if you were impartial about my son's life, you can be impartial to this conversation as well.
Well, all right. Distinctly remembering this conversation, Addo turns to leave.
So he leaves with Thonk, and she turns to Grauman and says, Grauman, I would like to apologize for the fact that we had to have such harsh words with your friends. And I understand that you were put in a strange situation before. I don't expect you to say anything. Just know that we appreciate everything that you've done before, up to and including last night. We appreciate all that you've done. And our offer for you, oh, you have a kitten!
Oh, Grommen kitten. Oh my goodness.
Oh, that's awesome. Oh, Grommen Snuggles.
He's so cute.
Sorry, I'm very distracted.
All right, continue.
That broke severely out of character.
I know, right? Cat!
Ramen, I know we've had our differences, but now you have a kitty.
All is forgiven.
You're awarded a challenge rating 17 kitten to travel at your size. Why do I feel like that's like an Inuyasha thing? Moving on. So she says, our offer for you still stands. When you choose to lay down your adventurous blade, when you choose to have a more relaxed life, you are still welcome to come back and be here and be a member of the family of Black Hill, and to be back with us. You're still welcome to call downstairs your home. I know you had commissioned for work to be done down there. It has not been completed, and we honestly wanted to see you before we allowed anybody to continue the work. Hearing what we just heard recently. Now is your opportunity. You were there. What happened? This is the wife speaking.
Grommen sighs. He's like, I'm tired. Perhaps if you did not make my friend leave, he could tell the story better.
Your friends, this is the Lord now. Your friends' telling of tales is full of fluff and the kind of dazzle and wonderment that you'd get from a common jester or fool. We don't want to hear the words of your friends. We want to hear the words of a real man, one who knows the ins and outs of a battlefield. Please, your words are fine enough.
Grommen's a little bit offended by that.
Of course.
He's like, those friends are family. They tell truth.
Then I'm sorry that I've offended you. I'm a little cross with two of your companions and downright pissed with one of them. But could you please explain to me why it was that Thonk decided that killing my son was an option after all apparently the work that they had done together, including saving my life despite his actions at my son's behest, despite filling his coffers quite a bit, if I understand. Why it is that he felt it necessary to kill my son.
Grommen's like, your son attack us. He say things wrong, not true.
Things like?
How does Grommen say this? He's just like, things about orcs, things about family.
He you can see instantly things about orcs, things about family. Like by the time he start saying things about the second time, he's like horror on his face. The fact that his son would say stuff like that, like racist things effectively. He's like horror on his face about that. He's like, what kind of things? I've raised my son far better than that. We love the orcish people. We always welcome them into our homes.
He say, we never be in power.
That is entirely not true. Look at Gratz. Gratz is a perfect example of orcs that can be in power. He's a man of high honor, both in the orcish and the non-orcish communities, and he's one that has worked very hard to get the honors that he's earned. It is not. I will have quite the lashing for my son when next I see him. And Forston actually holds up his hand at this, and he's like, from what I understand, if I can get in the middle here, maybe things aren't being said well enough. Thunk actually tried to kill Ashram almost immediately because Ashram was offering work for him. And Thunk attempted to kill him, and Grommen got in the way. And just, again, to clarify this, Grommen got in the way and stopped it. Ashram then tried to explain to Grommen why it was that he is willing to help orcs.
You know there, Forston. He says, you know there, Forston.
True enough, but this isn't the first time that I've had to speak on Ashram's behalf over the course of many years.
Then maybe you on his side.
I will admit that my ear is bent his way, yeah. But
You, the reason we got in this trouble.
well, I
You the
offered you a
reason we
job
did
and
not
you
get
accepted
paid.
it.
You the reason why so many die.
So many of who? Are you talking about the Shadow Lords? They needed to die. What they've been doing this entire time. And when he kind of starts talking about this, you can see the noble gets like stiff-backed and rigid, pursed-lipped. He's got like fury behind his eyes. He doesn't say anything, but his jaw like really tightens at this.
Grommen points around at the guards that are nearby, the ones who he knows that have fought on the Black Hill battle.
And some of them are
We're not
orcish.
here for Black Hill battle. He points at these guards. These guards know death. They know what happened.
I was not here for that. You are right. You are
You
completely
were
right.
with enemy. Why'd they let you go? Enemy never let captors go.
I was with the enemy. I was seeking refuge from the Nine Golden Swords.
The enemy. They're the ones trying to kill us now. Because you.
What? I
That's why they attack us that's why the gnolls come attack us on our way here. Pretty penny on our heads. Because of you.
I was with them seeking refuge.
Grommen's just mad. He's learning everything.
Of course, absolutely. He's like, I was seeking refuge from.
He's basically trying to make it so what he said about Ash, which is right. Like, they totally forget about all of that.
Yeah, of course. He's like, I was seeking refuge from the Shadow Lords by staying with them. And then Ashram came after you finally completed all of your tasks and did well, of course, as you consistently do. And he brought a huge hunk of gold with him, and he paid for my freedom because my refuge turned into a prison. And then he stayed to speak with him after I left, but I wouldn't call the Golden Swords an enemy. He was just speaking with an old friend. What do you mean
The
about?
Golden Swords want us dead now.
Oh. Grommen. I have a feeling that it's not the Golden Swords. I have a feeling that Thunk trying to kill Ashram, he must have been. The Golden Sword saw an opportunity and tried to seize it to take the gold that was offered to them. I'm sorry that things happened the way that they did. If ever you come to me, Grommen. We have a history, as brief as it may have been. You are a man of honor. I will gladly meet with you if you ever come seeking my counsel or whatever it may be. But sadly, as things stand right now, you and I seem to be on the opposite sides of whatever battlefield has been put into place. And so here and now, I'm sorry, but maybe we shouldn't talk any longer. If you need to speak with me again, perhaps looking around, perhaps this is the safest place for us to do so. But for now, maybe you should just leave.
Grommen says, I remember this. And he turns around and he walks away.
as you turn and walk away, you can see that the way his face sinks to your saying that, he understood exactly what you meant in saying that, the both the good and the bad. And you kind of walk away and rejoin your friends outside, who are actually, if they're willing to do so, I don't know if Addo's in the mood considering what just happens, are able to have a pleasant conversation with the guards that they fought next to during Black Hill, that if Addo is expressing his gripe, are completely perplexed by the fact that there's a gripe. So Addo, however, might be just kicking a can down the road. I'll have to check.
Oh no, Otto, I'm sure is relishing at the opportunity to express his discontent with the situation.
Mention known, heard.
When we get together, we're not allowed to stay here anymore. Is that what the understanding? We're basically kicked out.
Yes. However, when you guys entered the town, you notice that they didn't seem to know anything of what had happened. So you're probably welcome to stay in the town if you wanted to. The keep, however, seems as though you are not welcome there.
It's fine. When we get together, then, we'll propose an idea. We stay the night. We rest. We need it. But I have a change of plans. I still need to go to my temple, but we need to head further north first. I have a place I need to visit and people I need to meet with before we move to my temple. Are you willing to travel with me?
Grauman nods.
Otto nods.
I appreciate your company. I promise it won't be a waste of time.
I look to Grauman. What'd they tell you?
They say, we know welcome.
Thonk puts his hand on your shoulder. Forston isn't your friend any longer. Perhaps he never was. I kind of like point to Otto and do like this.
Grauman pushes your hand off of him and says, this your fault, Thonk.
You may believe what you will.
No. I believe yes, because it's true.
And how would it be my fault? Yes, I tried to kill Ashram. He deserved to die. But now he got away and he's living. What am I to do? They didn't even know.
His head and walks away.
As you're walking away, can you truly trust a lord and lady who don't even know their son is a criminal?
He just keeps walking, doesn't turn around.
I'll turn to Otto. We leave at daybreak.
Otto nods, turns to get a pint from the bartender.
Yep, and I will go crash and read my books and stuff.
If Otto Grauman are drinking at the bar,
yeah, Grauman is going to drink at the bar.
Hearing that the heroes of Black Hill are at the tavern, this news spreads very quickly. Obviously, none of the drinks are paid for by you guys. As a matter of fact, some of them aren't even paid for by the establishment. People are just buying drinks, which makes the establishment happy. If you guys are willing to, you can day, afternoon, evening, night drink to your heart's content. People are willing to celebrate with you and drink with you and tell stories with you. They're happy to spend their time with you. If your characters are even willing to allow themselves to get into that sort of a mood. But
Grauman starts, and we'll see how the night goes. But he's pretty upset, so he's drinking very grumpily. And this is probably like the most sad Otto's probably seen him in a long time.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of like when Otto was super, super sad. Now it's Grauman sadness.
Yeah.
Oh, Grauman's sad. Sad Grauman emotion.
Sad man.
So you guys are spending your time there. I mean, I don't know whether or not Grauman's mood wants to enhance, but whether or not you want Grauman's mood to enhance. But going over a few of the details that happen, people are coming in. They're happy to see you. Grown men are offering you drinks and, like happy to see you, bear hugs. Literally, women are throwing themselves at both of you. Heroes of Black, literally their children and whatnot are survivors. Some of them are widows, some of them are just single women that are happy that they're alive, whatever the case may be. But you guys are the heroes that saved the day, that brought all the orcs to save them. A bunch of orcs have stayed behind to protect the city because of what it is that town, because of what it is that you guys have done. The various townsfolk do come and spend time with you. As a matter of fact, there is even a local, we're going to use the word apothecary, but they dabbled here and there in the art as they call it in
Art.
Faerun, which for those that don't know, that means magic. And like hearing of like wanting to hear stories of your endeavors and what it was that you had done, and the fact that you completely overthrew the shadow of the lords or whatever from the city, they're actually willing to identify your magic items for you. If you visit the shop the next day, before you leave, they're willing to go about. It would take an additional day. That's up to Thunk. They're willing to identify the magical items for you. So again, that'll take an additional day to do so.
I'm not in a rush. If they're gonna let us stay there to get the shit identified, that's fine.
So the festivities are grand and long lasting. Does Grommen eventually turn the frown upside down?
I guess it depends. Is Otto telling stories and all kinds of stuff? Like what are you doing?
Otto, I think I'm feeling a little bit of the I'm feeling empathetic toward Grommen's situation here, and a little down myself. But I do want to be polite to all of the people coming up to offer their praise to us, and offer other things to us. And I'm very cordial about it. But I'm mostly focused on Grommen. So this whole time, Otto kind of gets a kick out of making Grommen happy, and just making this big oafy ogre smile is just one of his. Sorry.
Hey man,
Is it offensive?
Not an ogre. Totally different.
Racial slur, man.
Making this orc happy. So he reaches into his bag. He pulls out 3 little cups, and
Oh snap!
And he puts these cups on the table, and he puts a ball underneath one of them. And he just starts moving them around, and he's hoping that Grommen's gonna notice what he's doing, kind of get his interest. He just starts moving these cups around.
Grommen's like, what you do with cups?
He doesn't say anything just yet, just keeps moving them around, starts going a little quicker, actually starts to move them really fast, and I'm sure Grommen notices that Otto's actually quite adept at this little trick. And then he stops. He looks up at Grommen, just kind of looking at the cups.
Grommen looks down at the cups. He's like, what you do with cups?
Where's the ball?
Their ball?
Yeah, there's a ball in the cup.
Which cup?
You tell me.
Well, you know which ball cup under. Why you tell? Why I tell you?
This is going as well as I'd hoped.
Yeah, I'm right there.
After 5 or 10 minutes of explanation, hopefully we get to a point where now I'm able to explain to Grommen. So I'll switch them around, and you try to guess which one.
Oh, okay. Let go.
He does it again.
All right. Grommen's gonna 1d3. That one. He points at the one in the middle.
Otto lifts the middle cup. It's not there.
We're both gold.
So he takes the milk cup up, puts it down. He takes the left cup up, shows him where the ball is, puts it back down again, and does it really quickly, but just to make it seem as though the left cup is definitely the one.
That cup. He points at the left cup.
I don't have an ending for this. We can just go to the next thing.
I was so excited.
I'm sorry, man. I got nowhere to go with this. I thought maybe I could.
Oh God. Oh man. 2016. Oh, biggest letdowns. Oh God. Oh,
I was trying so hard. I'm like, what the fuck am I gonna do with this cup game?
You're making
great.
Grommen
Good.
smile. Is what you're doing.
Yeah. Okay, and that continues in a loop until Grommen just breaks all the cups and realizes there was nothing under any of them. And then the night proceeds with lots of joyous activities, and the next morning, Otto wakes up with a broken nose. So, not literally, come on. And
No, what happens is later in the evening, or later towards the morning, I should say, Grommen remembers the cup game, and they're getting in a bet with this other person. He goes, Otto, show him cup.
I got you.
Yeah, and then we bet that these other guys, they can't guess where the ball is.
Oh, okay.
Grauman's like egging them on. He's like, where'd Ball go? Which cub? He's like getting really into it.
Nice.
So the next day, you guys are Thog's like completely ready to leave, already set, so on and so forth. You guys are a little bit late, kind of hungover, so on and so forth, to meet up with Thonk. When all of a sudden, probably Addo's like, we forgot to tell Thonk that we don't have to leave yet. And so Thonk is like waiting by with his horse, all the horses ready and everything, waiting by the edge of the town to leave with you guys. When a hungover Addo rolls up, I don't know, Grauman could be there too if you'd like, to explain to Thonk what the plan for today is.
Thonk is annoyed.
Go for it, Otto.
We ran into some very friendly townsfolk last night.
Yeah, we play cups too. Do you know
yes.
cups?
Well,
And he
we
like
played cups. We'll have to show you.
Pokes that.
Oh my god.
But they were willing to do some favors for us, actually. Identify some of our magical items. Do you think
How
it'd be
long will
worth
it
the extra
take?
time?
How long?
Probably a day.
All right. Thonk silently starts leading the horse back to the stables.
You guys do also know that if you wanted to head anywhere other than staying here, you wanted to send word to
Rye. Yeah.
Rye. So you could also take this opportunity, Thug, to send word to Rye, since
Sure.
they probably forgot about her too. You know, out of sight, out of mind. Rye doesn't exist. Rye's dead to them. So send word to Rye about what your intentions are, so at least as Rye can get notice in advance of what's going on, should Rye choose to leave her city. So you guys go and identify the items, and I can actually identify them right now for you for what they are, if Mathis has his notation paper ready.
I can have it ready. Okay, what do we got? You want me to go down the list?
Yep. Of the 3 potions,
Wait, where did it go?
there was a potion of climbing and 2 potions of poison.
Wait, where'd my... Hang on a second. Bio? Okay. Potion of climbing.
And 2 potions of poison.
Pot of climbing.
No, it's not a pot. It's
2
just a
pot
potion. It's not like a
of-
whole, like, it's like a gallon or 3.
Listen. What's the oil?
It's an oil of slipperiness.
The cloak?
It's, you know what, the problem is it's actually too damaged to identify right now.
Okay.
Wand? The wand is a wand of secrets. Oh, both Otto and or Rye will have a lot of fun with that one. Fuck takes it.
Stones?
Mine. You guys have fun with this one. Sending stones.
Oh, okay.
Over.
Yep, basically. The
Yep.
scrolls?
Alarm. Disguise self. Featherfall. And sleep. Though you actually knew that prior, I just didn't tell you on during the session.
Dagger?
Dagger of Venom.
Is that 1 poison charge a day, basically?
It takes an action to load up and it lasts X amount of time, but yes, that is exactly that. Damage is 2d10 and it also inflicts the poisons condition for a minute.
That's
It's
important
actually
for you, Dado, because you have the dagger. That's the dagger you're using.
Mm-hmm.
And finally, the gloves.
It's actually the gloves of thievery. You're welcome, Sam, if you choose to watch the VODs.
All right. Good shit. Done.
Cool thing with the gloves is as soon as you put them on, they turn invisible. So, you know, I might be wearing them right now.
But you can't tell magic. Oh.
No, Maggie, we can see your gloves.
What gloves?
That's the gauntlets of overpower right there. Gauntlets of overpower. Set your strength to 19. So that's all of the items, and obviously there's the book that Rye found. Ooh. Moving on. So you guys spend that whole day doing that. However, word actually gets around the town over the course of the next day that the 3 of you and Rye were involved in the attempted murder of Ashram. And Ashram, to most of the townsfolk, is a beloved member of their community. He was always a good kid. People actually were worried that he was dead. So the fact that he was because they hadn't heard from him so long, the fact that he's actually still alive and that there's a chance that you guys actually tried to kill them. Maybe not the most like diehard fans of yours, but you definitely, your popularity dropped considerably in this town. And you can feel that like by the time that night falls and you guys are going back to the tavern, there is not like big celebrations. There are a few people that are pretending like they hadn't heard the rumors and are sitting around and drinking with Addo and Gromit and whatnot. But you can feel it in the city. You can feel the mood change.
Fuck 'em.
It becomes very apparent that that this had happened, that things played out the way they did. So the next day, you guys do wake up, perhaps a little bit more downtrodden than you had or hoping to be. And you start heading your way both north and west. I was trying to load up a map of Thesk for you guys to see the travels of where you're going, but it is not a short journey that
Dragging you on.
yeah, that what's his face here, Thonk has planned for you guys. And so just heading straight out of Black Hill over to where it is and intends you guys to go. He said north, but both Addo and Gromit are both very good with directions and moving, like moving about and whatnot. So you guys travel more west than you do north. And eventually you travel onto the road, which roads you can't trust anyways because you go all over the place when you follow a road. 95 north goes south quite a few times. So, sorry, that's a East Coast U.S. thing. So the 95 north goes south for a few times. This road goes its own directions at various points in time. But you're traveling south for a while, but predominantly you're actually traveling west. Eventually, you're going to come to the city-state known as Fent. Fent is more of a armored keep than it is a city. And as you guys are approaching the city, one of the things that you notice as you're approaching it is that there are wanted posters for all four of you outside the city posted on the walls, and that the guards are standing next to these posters as you guys are going towards it. This is noticed by Thonk, who happens to be the most perceptive out of all of you. And he's quickly like, you know what? Perhaps we shouldn't head to the city. He's like, why not? Maybe Addo griping more than anybody else. And let's just keep moving on. Let's just keep moving on. And you guys choose to skirt your way around the city, trying to be as discreet as possible. But neither, I should say, Addo is not an idiot. No offense, Gromit. Please don't hurt me. And he actually kind of like curious at Thonk's, who's terrible at deception himself, Thonk's kind of actions, eventually notices the posters as you guys are making your way around the city and realizes, oh crap, apparently there's not just a hit on our heads, we're also outlaws, and outlaws not only in Fassant, but in Fent as well, which is the city.
Well, Gromit was already, so.
Yeah, in some regions, yeah, absolutely. Gromit was definitely. And so isn't Rye, your little friend there. And so you guys are going to skip past Fent, make your way across the bridge. Luckily, the posters hadn't gotten to the bridge by the time that you did, because there are various guards on the bridge crossing the stream there, and continue making your way all the way over to the towns beyond. So we can actually kind of like sum up the adventure here for us to pick up next week with you on the travels at this point, continuing the direction that you're going. So it's a bit of a cliffhanger for the other two PCs on where the plan is for you to go. But eventually the road does turn back north, not just south and west, does turn back north. And so maybe Thonk wasn't lying to you. And you continue your travels. So yeah, that was that.
More party tension. It's so good.
Yeah, really.
I do have to say to the two of you guys that are not Thonk, so go to hell for a second, Thonk. You guys have done such a great job these past few sessions. It's been a lot of fun playing with you, the way that the party mixes and everything. I was very happy to reward you or award you, whatever, with all the accolades that your characters had acquired along the way. It was very exciting. When Thonk ruins that for you completely, I was like, oh man, what do I what do? I have an idea. I'm going to come up with a slew of magic items that everybody can use, and hopefully Thonk doesn't get any of them. I didn't want to hurt you guys. You'd earn these rewards.
It's all part of a grand plan,
you
all
earn
right?
this stuff along the way. So let's let you guys reap the benefits of your actions, and Thonk can go pound sand.
I
Whatever,
appreciate that.
man.
Yes, I like my dagger.
Yeah, absolutely. So, magic items galore for you for that one. Oh man,
Character growth, man. I love it.
absolutely. So, when we ended last session, there was a lot of confusion as to Grauman's, sorry, not Grauman, to Thonk's actions and why it was that he had taken them, and Grumsh and whatnot. And I know that we did a little bit of an expose at the beginning of this session to explain why it was that Thonk had taken those actions. But why don't we take an extra second now, because even Addo doesn't fully understand who Grauman is and whatnot. If you'd like to explain Grauman. So, Maggie, how much do you remember of Grauman and the worship of him and so on and so forth?
Grumsh.
Grumsh. I'm saying Grauman. Maggie, how much do you remember the worship of Grauman? Dressed as him with a huge scar and
That
fangs.
scar looks so good.
It does.
Yeah,
That's actually really awesome.
Can we get a close up on that? Can we get a
Just
close
like
up on
move
that
your
scar?
face
Oh, you want me to get closer?
further there.
Yeah. Oh my god, that thing's amazing. Oh, I love the detail work. That's
I
awesome.
didn't do very good. I was rushing.
So
pretty fast.
what you're saying is that
I promised I would do it though, because people asked. They're like, "When is she gonna put the scar on?" I was like, "All right, I'll try."
I hadn't noticed that promise, and I'm glad that you delivered. So how much do you remember of Grumsh?
I think that, well, if you didn't watch the prologue with Grauman, he basically kind of loses a lot of his memory when he gets that blast in his face, and that's why he has that scar from this group of 7 people. I mean,
Yeah.
slowly put stuff together, what's happening here. Grauman's too dumb to realize that. And at least that's what I'm gathering is what's happening, is that the 7 golden swords, 7 scimitars, they keep being 7, right? So I'm assuming that there has to be something with that. So he kind of lost his memory there, and he's slowly getting it back. And it's mostly because of Thonk's character, I think.
Trying. But Grumsh is all about conquering and taking what's yours, and the orcs just marching over lands and killing everything that isn't them and taking what belongs to them, and he's the god of like thunder and war and chaos. That's just his thing.
Yeah, and like when Grauman's family died and he kind of took that blow to the head, he kind of went a little derp, and he just didn't remember what happened or any of that stuff, and he kind of just started wandering. And so he's met a lot of people along the way, most of them like good people, kind people. So I think like that has been what has resonated with him, until he got in a situation where he may have seemed like he accidentally killed someone's husband who might be a princess, but ended up in jail and somehow got sold to somebody else. And that's how I met these guys.
Slavery.
Yeah, I went into slavery, but for like an hour of slavery. I was on a cart, and then all of a sudden these other people came and like wiped out this whole group of people, and now I am full circle.
Welcome back.
Yeah.
Good shit. All right.
So I know that one of the big things is that Thonk, being a cleric of Grumsh, is all about exactly that: murder, chaos, keep what you kill as much as you can, dominance over others, so on and so forth. So one of the big things with what's his name there, Ashram, it wasn't necessarily what he was saying, it was more of how he was saying it. Like, oh, the only reason why you have an opportunity in this world is because my family, because of my blood, because I'm better than you, and I'm choosing to elevate you. That he was very much right, this little bitch needs to die. And actually, it was so much so that even Grauman, who had like love for this family, that actually wanted to see this family do well and to work with them, and didn't mind Ashram's cockiness and whatnot. Even Grauman was like, too far, maybe too far. So yeah, it was definitely a bit of a scene. So just to explain that out. But all right,
What did people not understand about it exactly?
They didn't understand why. Some people just didn't get why I tried to murder the bastard.
Oh, yeah.
People were like,
yeah.
I don't understand why you made that choice. I'm like, yeah, well, that's my character. That's what you want.
Well, that was in game.
Yeah.
The out of game reason was that the as I had said before, exactly who the character was.
Oh,
was
yeah.
designed to piss off Mathis specifically, as opposed to Thunks.
I think Thonk's general reaction to everything is people die. Like, kill everything.
Yeah.
And Grommen, I think, would think that way if he hadn't lost his, parts of his memory and whatnot. But I think the other people in his group have also made him feel like, oh, maybe this isn't the right thing to do. So he's kind of torn. But when he gets the opportunity to kill something, he kind of just does it. It's like second nature to him, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Especially with raging and stuff. Yeah.
Let's take a moment to get behind the mind of Addo.
Sure. In regards to what?
Addo's met this group accidentally, stumbling into a room where people are meeting, and he's like, "What, gold? Okay, hi, I'm Addo. Why are you guys here?" So, what does he make of this group and his new companions that he murders with? I mean, goes on adventures with and earns gold with.
It's becoming a much more complicated situation the further we go into it. He's finding, and I don't know, like there's connections that have been made. I'm so deeply intertwined with these people now. I can't possibly separate from them.
Yeah, you're too deep. You're in too deep.
So I think I got into this looking for an adventure because I love to go explore mysteries and find out what's unknown about the world. But I think I maybe get in a little too over my head, which is very easy to do considering my stature. But it's become quite the trek, and now I'm just in it for the ride, really. But I'm also doing my best to keep everybody together as well, kind of acting as a bit of a glue.
Yeah, I feel
as a bard, are we like your muses?
It's funny. It's funny because I imagine. Sorry, and I'll let you answer in a second. But it's funny because I actually imagine that Addo has like so many notes written. Like he's like stumbles upstairs drunk, and he's just like, "Oh, I'm gonna write this down." And he like writes down these exaggerated versions of exactly what happened in his like drunken mindset and whatnot. And like there will be an ode to in the future. Go ahead.
No, it's you're probably not too far off there. He definitely prides himself in being able to understand and kind of see through people to an extent, put their pieces behind the scenes together and figure out what they're all about. Mm-hmm. So I'd certainly venture a guess that he's got his own.
Does Addo have a deity that he worships?
Actually, that's right. We chose. What is her name?
Is it the luck one?
Yeah, it's the luck one.
Lady Luck. It's not Joaquin. It's the other
Tinfana
one.
or something. I don't know.
Yeah, Tamora. I think it's Tamora.
Tinfana.
That sounds maybe right.
Somewhere on there.
Yeah, it's the it's like the bard goddess of luck. It makes sense when you find out which one it is.
Tamora.
Yeah, that sounds right.
Tamora. Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Tamora.
Yep. Lady Luck.
Yeah.
So,
cool.
It hasn't really come up yet, and I don't know if it ever really will. He's never been a particularly religious man, but he certainly is.
Pays his respects.
Yeah, I was just wondering if he was because, like you said, it hasn't come up or anything like that. Whereas like Thonk and Grommen, well, Thonk definitely, but Grommen is just like going along with it because he feels like, oh, I'm an orc, I should be doing orc things too.
We get a lot of these opportunities to slay in the name of Grumsh, but we don't have a ton of opportunities to roll dice in the name of Timora, right?
Hey, Grommen could be rolling dice and winning.
A couple of things. So whereas Thonk is obviously being a cleric, super pious and under the faith of Grumsh, we have Grommen, who's kind of like, I have to worship Grumsh. It's tradition, but I'm this different person than I remember being, and I question these things. But questions hurt my brain, so I'm just worshiping Rumsh. And then you have Bear, who worships Timor, certainly when drinking or gambling, but otherwise loose lip worship of Timora. And then you have Rai, who's actually an outright an atheist. And by an atheist, obviously she understands the fact that there are these super powerful creatures that call themselves deities. She's like, if you were really a deity, why did you die 17 years ago? I mean, somebody took your powers away. Are you really a god? I mean, it's cute.
You really adopted Rye's personality quite well.
Sassy British girl? Yeah, Scott's built for that.
Hey, you leave Dean out of this, okay?
Yeah. All right. Well, I think we're going to wrap that up for today. We're going to go around, people tell who they are, what we're doing this week, and all that other good stuff. And we'll say goodnight, starting with Bear. Bear!
Hello. Hi there. Hey there. I'm Bear. B-A-E-R Taffy, Twitch, Twitter, and YouTube. I'm pushing for a big old milestone of mine, 100,000 subs on YouTube. So if you want to go click a button for me over there, I'd appreciate it.
Do it up. Give him that 100K. Maggie, what's going on? Where can people find you? What are you doing this week? You're muted. Oh, okay. All right, she's pointing. Oh, something's dead. Mouse is dead?
Oh.
Oh, no. We love you, Maggie. You can find Maggie in all the links. Hang on, I've got a command for it. There you go. You can go find Maggie where you need to find her over in the chat. Scott, where can people find you, man? What's up, man?
At Daleric on Twitter. It's Daleric, I believe, _master on the Reddit, because I like to keep up if you guys ask questions or whatever it is. I like to try to respond to you. Any questions, if you're new to the game, have questions about it in general, questions about DMing, love to try to answer that for you guys. Also, I think I'm going to start being a little bit more available on Thursday nights.
Yeah, we're going to talk about that here in a second.
Absolutely.
For me, you can find me over at youtube.com/JudgeMathisGames. I just finished up Star Wars month on there. It was super fun. Had a lot of fun working on those videos. You can find me on Mathis Games as well. Twitter, you can find me on Mathis Games. The goal is next week. But, there just complications arise every once in a while. We'll be doing a second show. So Wednesday nights we'll be doing this show as we've been doing, and then Thursday nights we'll be doing a second show with myself, Maggie, Jesse Cox, and Krendor. We're going to be playing the the Fantasy Flight Star Wars Edge of the Empire game. Tomorrow night at around 8 p.m. PST, I know at least myself, Jesse, and Krendor will be streaming live character creation stuff. So we'll be making characters live on stream tomorrow.
Am I not a person?
If you're, I didn't know if you were available at that point. So I said at least myself, Jesse, and Krendor will be available.
Cool. I don't want to hang out. That's fine. I'm making myself available on Thursday.
I also said I was available, but
I know. Seriously.
Listen, hold on. Let me. Fuck off, Bear. Fuck off. I said at least because the times were all over the place.
Bear and I are going to be doing our own thing. Okay?
I said if we're all there, that would be the best. But I know times were everywhere, and getting Jesse and Krendor nailed down at a particular time has been very difficult. So I'm just kind of doing it as it goes. But if we could all be streaming tomorrow, just making characters and talking about the game, and then next week on January 5th, same time but just a different day, we'll be doing Star Wars Edge of the Empire stuff. So it should be super fun. Yes, I know, people, we're going up against Critical Role. I'm aware. There's nothing we can do about it. We're just going to be doing it. It should still be fun.
That's just the fact that all of us have crazy schedules, and I'm going to blame Maggie for this one. Maggie, it's your fault.
what? I am like the most free of all the people.
You and Mike Mathis happen to be the most easily to get a hold of. Is the rest of us that are like obnoxious. So.
I will make time for all of you. That's how much I love you.
Yeah.
Maggie's awesome.
Yes, she is. But until tomorrow, I guess, because I'm assuming we'll be doing character creation on this channel. That's the goal. We'll see you then. Thank you guys for coming by. It's good to be back after a break, and we'll see you next week. Bye.